Now, before we continue with the view menu, let us quickly save this um, board, the PCB, so that we can always refer to it. So I'm clicking on save. Yeah, we'll save this as what? Sample PCB. Okay, and I'm clicking on save. Why do we need to do that? So that it's easier for us to um, open the same as and when we want to work on that. So yes, that is what we have. Now let's click on the view menu. So out here, when you click on layer colors and visibility, this is what will show up. So when you click on visibility, we select all visible are checked and all hidden are unchecked. So when I say unchecked, what is that supposed to mean? Now you can see here that top solder paste, they are unchecked. Top solder paste and top solder mask, they are unchecked. Bottom solder mask and bottom solder paste are also unchecked. Likewise, when you speak of colors, you can always go by the default, or you can also select by alternating. So this is how it will appear, or you can also select it as etching. So this is how it will turn out. But let's stick with the default colors. So this is what you have for layers and colors, layer colors and visibility in the view menu, and show only the selected one. So you can see only the ones that are selected. But if I deselect this, then the entire circuit board will appear with the components that are mounted on that. Thereafter, you can click on show pause, X-ray vision, none. For front copper, you can select the X-ray vision. So this is how your front copper will appear and look like. If I select all, then this is how it will look like for all the layers that you are showing over here. But if I select none, then this will look like a normal PCB or a printed circuit board. You can show the drill hole annotations. So this is how, so what is happening here is it is showing us as to what is the drilling hole of this particular pin, for this particular pin, for this particular pin. So this is how it is showing. So if you want to manage any of these pins individually, you can do it on your own. So this is a very important feature and very good feature rather. I click on view and I deselect this. Again, I click on view, I click on show ID annotations. So when you click on ID annotations, it shows you actually what this particular component is. So yes, that is also important. And then thereafter, if you click on points, show add points, medium, large or extra large. Let's select extra large. Well, that does not really help much. You can always retain it as a medium. And then you can select the scroll wheel. So how fast is it or how slow it is. So normal. If I make it slightly faster, this is how it will appear and look like. And if I make it normal, and this is how it appears, or this is how your scroll wheel works for the PCB design. And the measurement units, now out here we have taken the measurement units as inches. If you want, you can also change it to millimeters, but then that is not quite, we'll always stick with the default settings. I'm switching back to inch. So this is what we have as far as your view menu is concerned. And of course we also discussed about the grid menu in the previous slides. Now let's click on design info. This is important. If I click on design info and I click on board properties, this particular window comes up. Now out here you can set the board, part number or the revision, if it has been changed, copper layers. So they are double-sided. If you make it single-sided, obsolete. Now this is no longer used really, so it's selected obsolete. So silk screen and solder mask. The top silk screen layer, solder mask for bottom, and also the bottom screen layer. You can select it, and then there is a documentation that will come into the play. You can set your own categories, titles, project, schematic. These are the details that you can enter here, and then the rules affect some tools and options to help you stay compliant while you design your board. The board is checked against these rules by choosing design rule check in the order menu. So that is called as DRC checks, and it becomes very useful. So I click OK. They want the part number. Now we do not have any part number set, nor are we interested, so I'm canceling this window. So that was about design info. If I click on bill of materials, so now what does this show up over here? BT is what? That's the keystone. That is your battery, and then C is your capacitor. So its part number and value is mentioned over here. The ID is here, the quantity is provided, and the text or the note. If you want, you can put in any details here. If you want to, you can edit it, you can view it also. And then on number 3 you have IC555 DPPIN DIP dual inline package 555 timer. So its ID is IC, and for the resistor you can see it's R. So that is how you create your BOM, or the bill of materials as they call it. Oops. Yeah, okay, we'll come to that later. And then if you want to conduct a DRC, so nothing other than holes are on the bottom copper layer. Do you intentionally not have traces on the bottom copper layer? Next. So what it's doing is it is identifying the errors that are that are missing probably numbers in the schematic IDs. For example, the part of schematic ID IC should be IC1. Then next, there aren't any duplicate schematic IDs. Next, the board is not empty. Next, is equal to or smaller than the maximum board height. Okay, so it is conducting the DRC check that we want. So this is how your DRC checks that all traces connect to a hole, a pad, or another trace. So that is also interesting. So this is how you conduct your DRC check, and then let's save this again. So this is how your overall entire design goes about. Now if you want to compare it with what you can compare with, but we don't have any other slide any other PCB to compare it with. So this is what we had as far as the menus, or the menu of the Express PCB design software is concerned. And in the next videos, of course, we'll be working on the toolbars and the tools thereafter. So till then, thank you for attending this Express PCB course, and enjoy it.